7 things your personal trainer won't tell you. Sean here from Fit Fusion Brotherhood. I own a gym for 10 years. I've coached thousands of clients, so I've done the whole personal training thing for a very long time. And there are a lot of things that personal trainers won't tell their clients, not necessarily for malicious reasons, but sometimes just things that they don't necessarily need to be said that perhaps may or may need to be said. So today I'm going to talk about 7 things that we typically don't talk about, but are 1000% true, and maybe you might need to know it. So let's start off with number 1, and this is one that a lot of people would be surprised with, and that's we struggle too. So personal trainers are not always motivated. We're not always wanting to work out. We're not always wanting to eat super healthy. Now there are maybe a few exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, we have the same struggles you do. I struggle with my nutrition sometimes, I struggle with my workout sometimes, I struggle with my discipline, motivation, all that stuff as well, just like you. And I think this is super valuable because it's one thing to have someone on your end who knows exactly what to do. It's another thing to have someone on your end who is going through the same thing you are. So if you have someone that you can relate to that is struggling with the same things that you are, but can also persevere and get to that next level, I think it should be an endearing thing and something that personal trainers should probably talk about more often as well. So we don't always have it figured out and we struggle as well. Number 2, nutrition is more important than fitness. Obviously, this is not good for a personal trainer's business, but it's true. If your goal is fat loss in particular, so we're talking about fat loss here. If your goal is fat loss, nutrition is going to be the most important thing. Now, your workouts are going to be super important when it comes to making sure that you have the right body composition, that you have some strength, that you're building and preserving the muscle that you do have. But if your main goal is fat loss, nutrition is the key. The good news is if you have a really good personal trainer, they should be an absolute vital resource to be able to help you out with your nutrition, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, get some trial and error, and figure out what to do from there. So number 2 is nutrition is more important than the actual training when it comes to fat loss. Number 3, you don't need the perfect routine. So again, we're talking about the average person here who's looking for fat loss, building a little bit of muscle, not something super specific. So if you are a professional athlete or a bodybuilder, then yes, you probably do need a perfect routine. But for 99% of you, you don't need the perfect routine. You just need something that's going to be consistent, something that's going to push you enough to really get those results. So I know a lot of people are looking for some really unique and crazy workouts from their personal trainer, but honestly, the best personal trainers sometimes just simplify things. They keep it very consistent, they keep it very simple, and they make sure they repeat over and over and over again. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be consistent. Okay, so a lot of the workout routines that we would give you, yes, they're probably more optimized than you can do yourself, but it's not that in itself that's going to be the benefit that you get from a trainer. It's the accountability, it's the pushing, it's just making sure that you're doing everything properly, it's safer, and because of that, it's more effective, but it's not the actual training routine in itself. Number 4, genetics matter. Okay, so genetics do matter if you have a specific goal, and we get this all the time. Someone will show me a picture and they say, I want to look like this, and realistically, it's not going to happen. The good news is you always have strengths and weaknesses. So whatever your genetics are, you want to make sure that you're always playing into your strengths. So if you're someone who has a much broader frame, you're going to do a really good job at being able to build muscle and kind of showcasing that. If you're someone who has a smaller frame, then you might want to be able to lean into the whole lean physique type of look as well. Maybe get those abs popping a little bit. But there's so many different elements to that as well. There's the muscle origins, muscle insertions. So trying to compare yourself to other people is it's a fool's errand because there are genetics that come into play that you have no control over, even when it comes to obesity. So there's no such thing as like the obesity gene, but there are some people that have more genetic predispositions. And typically this has to do with body frame, not necessarily body fat, but body frame, but also hormones as well. So someone who is more prone to obesity is going to have a higher level of ghrelin, meaning they're hungry all the time, and a lower level of leptin, meaning it takes a lot more for them to actually get full. So these elements make it a little bit more difficult. But all to say, genetics do matter. The good news is almost none of us are anywhere near our genetic potential. So wherever you are, if you're feeling stuck, trust me, you're not even close to where you could possibly be. So keep pushing. Number 5, we can't do it for you. This seems super obvious, but there are a lot of people that feel like once they invest a lot of money and energy and time into a personal trainer, that it's just a foregone conclusion that they're automatically going to get all of the results they want. And of course, it doesn't work that way, right? You have to do the work. We're going to be the mentor. We're going to be the Yoda. We're going to tell you exactly what to do. We're going to push you. We're going to hold you to it. But at the end of the day, you have to do the work. And if you don't do the work, there's nothing we can do for you. You can do all the right things in the gym, but if you're behind our backs doing things that you know we would not be recommending, it's not going to work for you. And guess what, guys? We know when you're lying. So at the end of the day, we want you to do super well. We want to be a great resource for you, but we can't do it for you. We want to make sure that we're there for you if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time, so you can talk to us. But the most important thing is accountability, but also being honest with your trainer as well, letting them know what you struggle with, and maybe we can help you find maybe a better alternative, but we can't do it for you. Number 6, this is kind of what I alluded to before. Fat loss is mostly boring. If your main goal is fat loss, I know you see a lot of people at the gym doing crazy stuff like battle ropes and wall balls and all these Tabatas and circuits, and those can be great, but fat loss is traditionally boring. The foundation of fat loss, as I talked about before, is going to be through your nutrition, and then your workouts are going to be relatively simple for most people as well. Strength training, compound lifts, same exercises over and over and over again, prioritizing movement and walking, and that's pretty much it, guys. It's nutrition, it's strength training, it's walking. Some sort of iteration of those 3 combinations is the key to fat loss, and the more you can repeat that and the more predictable it is, the much higher chance you have of succeeding. And then last but not least, I talk about this in every single video, so it's getting a little bit annoying even for myself to talk about it, but it is important, and that's motivation is not the problem. So a lot of people will hire a trainer because they need motivation. And I've talked about this a million times. No one's motivated all the time. Trainers aren't motivated all the time. Super fit people are not motivated all the time. They are just more disciplined. They have better habits. They've been doing it for long enough that they make it a non-negotiable. And the good news is you can do the exact same thing. Now, the benefit of having a trainer is that we have that added accountability. It's not going to make you feel more motivated, but it is going to make you feel more compelled to have to show up. There was a famous study of a gym in the States that basically employed they built these like AI robot trainers that they would tell you exactly what your workout should be, your reps, your sets, and could even look and to see how your form was and correct you from there. And it flopped. The reason it flopped is because there's no accountability. No one feels guilty about missing a workout with a robot. People do feel guilty about missing a workout with a human being. So motivation is not the problem. Accountability is the problem. Inspiration is the problem. And trainers can absolutely help you with that. So those would be my top 7 things of trainers that don't typically tell you that maybe you could potentially benefit from. And along the years of my career, these are things that I've noticed. So if you guys enjoy videos like this, do us a huge favor, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.